Hello, today is October 29th, 2018, and this is Franz, survivor and whistleblower of satanic ritual abuse. Today I want to talk about how survivors such as myself have been basically tormented by harassment, bullying online, and also gang stalking in real life. If people are not compassionate to survivors of abuse, please just save your words in your mind, because it's just poison. It's just, you're not helping anyone. Also, by telling basically survivors of abuse what they should do is not something that you should be doing. People who are survivors of abuse will do what they need to do in their time, in their lives, because a lot of us have things going on. People are busy, and it takes a lot of effort to make things happen. But I have been speaking to all of the proper professionals. I will be making a police report. So if people want to continue to harass me about this, just stay tuned, because I'm doing my diligence. I'm doing what I can. It's not easy, but it's doable. Aside from online harassment and bad advice from agent provocateurs who want to try to trick you into giving them sensitive information, or just people trying to provoke you into doing something that will hurt you, I will not tolerate that. Your comments will be removed, because I do not want any survivors to see the bad advice of people who want harm done to them and me. As far as real life gang stalking, the first day of school in August, there was a gigantic tree stump full of termites placed right in front of my car, so I couldn't leave. After that happened, a few days later, there was a man in a kind of construction-looking van, but it wasn't a construction-looking van. It was definitely a prisoner van that they use to haul away prisoners off to usually do yard service or clean up trash on the side of a freeway. There was a man in one of these vans with like prison guard and bars on all the windows, and there was a man waiting there for me in his van, and I have it on tape. I recorded this, and I will be posting about this later, but this man knew who I was. He waved to me, he looked at me, but the way he was waving was very slow and creepy. And of course, I just kept going. I didn't stop. And so when I came back, I saw that he left his car and was walking down the street talking on his cell phone, and I videotaped the van. Aside from that, after that happened, another day after that, I was getting on the freeway, and someone was trying to run me off the road. And this was a man in a white truck, just like a 2-door pickup truck. And yeah, so it's real. It sucks, but what are you gonna do? You gotta live without fear. You have to find happiness every single day. And my advice for other survivors of abuse is to be cautious, have knowledge, and just remember that happiness is a choice. And even when the entire world is stacked against you, even when you have people who are hating you for speaking the truth, people who hate you for basically just coming out and telling your story. People will just hate you for being brave, period. And usually that involves everyone in your family, especially if they're all complicit, such as mine. Another thing that I want to say to other survivors is that you don't want to jump the gun and just run and submit yourself to any sort of, I want to say counseling, but you want to make sure that your therapist and your counselor are understanding, especially if you are not schizophrenic, and you're not a threat to yourself, you're not a threat to others. You just have some anxiety, maybe a little PTSD, then a lot of times therapists and counselors and professionals will maybe institutionalize you against your will, or you'll get hit with a huge hospital bill after that, or even worse, you'll be misdiagnosed by people who know nothing about satanic ritual abuse and incestual abuse, professionals who have no idea about how the world works, and they just find you to be a joke, and it's very, very disheartening. I also, in future videos, I'm going to be talking about the Blue House case, which occurred in America in the 90s. And I want to talk about Ashley Owen. She was a victim of satanic ritual abuse, and she was incarcerated for 4.5 years for being a victim and speaking the truth. I'm trying to figure out what happened to Ashley Owen, but I worry that her fate was similar to Paul Bonacci or her brother. A lot of people who work on SRA cases end up disappearing, being murdered, killed, detectives killed. The list goes on, because this is part of a huge underground epidemic going on, not just in America, but all over the world. And it involves all of the elites, all of the people who have all of the money and all of the power. So the best that I can do is to be a voice, speak up, and hopefully give hope to other people and other survivors that we are here. You can be brave, and you can speak out, and you can join communities. Get help from the correct professionals. Don't just submit yourself to anything. I mean, if you go to some sort of clinic and the paperwork looks pretty suspicious, where they're just asking for like your name, your social security, and then to sign something that gives all of your rights away to this facility or what have you, that's a red flag. Go find a different therapist, seriously. Because people are ill-equipped, people have no experience at these community clinics, and they're not going to be as understanding as a professional who maybe specializes in ritual abuse, incestual, sexual abuse. Those are some important things to look out for. And the other thing is that only you, the survivor, can make the police report. Somebody else can't do it for you, because you're the one who experienced it. You're the one who knows all of the details and the names and locations. So if somebody is harassing you, saying that they're going to report you, or they're going to report you to the police or something, it's illegal for them to do that. You need to do it yourself, and you need to do it when you're ready and you're emotionally ready. Especially when you have been a victim to police brutality also, that people need to have understanding that it's really difficult to go to your perpetrators asking for help, which is why I need an advocate to go with me in my advocate, you know, I can't just take any sort of random Joe Schmo with me. It needs to be a social worker, an MSW or an LCSW would be even better. Someone with professional experience in dealing with survivors of abuse. So I appreciate everyone's concern. I am definitely a targeted individual. I'm doing the best I can though. I'm staying positive every day because you have to find happiness every single day. No matter if it's just in having a cup of coffee, seeing a friend, doing some artwork, writing a song. Part of my healing, I'm writing a song right now, and it's great catharsis to let it out in artwork, painting, music. It can be really healing. So I encourage people, listen to just one good song that you like every day. That's it. So thank you for watching, and as always, stay informed and take care of yourselves.